Alright, peace, y'all. Peace. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the mysterious death behind actress and model Kim Porter. Now, as y'all guys know, when I do these type of videos, I'm gonna be very respectful to her friends and family, and just gonna point out some things that I noticed in this situation that kind of stood out to me. All right. So Kim Porter was born December 16th, 1970 in Columbus, Georgia. All right. And she attended Columbus High School along with producer Dallas Austin. Now, she began modeling around this time and won numerous modeling contests, all right, along with attending modeling school as well. But this pushed her to go forward with her career, all right, and she moved to New York, all right, to take her modeling career even further. Now, Kim Porter was the mother of 4 kids, Christian Combs, aka King Combs, Jesse James, and Delilah Starr Combs. Also, she was married to Albie Shaw from 1989 to 1990, and they had Quincy Porter, all right, which is her oldest child. All right, so once she moved to New York to further her modeling career, she became the face of a lot of black hair care products. One in particular was Cream of Nature. All right, so around this time, she was in the mix of Uptown Records, which is how I believe she met with Albie Shaw. Okay, now she actually, I'm not gonna lie, she was actually she was a very special person, because Albie Shaw actually wrote the song, the Jodeci song "Forever My Lady" for her as well. And then we all know down the line, P. Diddy wrote "I Need a Girl," which was for her. A lot of people think that song is for J-Lo, but it was actually for Kim Porter. So she had these guys writing music for her. But she met Puffy in 1994, and they dated on and off up until 2007. So she was with him for a real long time. They took a break around 2000, and that's when he started dating J-Lo, all right? But then he wound up getting back with her after him and J-Lo split. All right, so now she passed away on November 15th, 2018 at her Toluca Lake home, all right? Now, a lot of her friends and family were saying that she was healthy, okay, but she passed away from sudden pneumonia, which is the same situation that happened to actress Brittany Murphy.
Brittany's mother walked into the bathroom and saw Brittany's body on the floor.
Paramedics arrived shortly afterwards, and she was taken to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, where she was pronounced dead at 10:05 a.m. The official cause of death was acquired pneumonia. Anemia with multiple drug intoxication was also listed as a cause of death.
6 months later, Brittany's husband, Simon Monjack,
Would die in the house that was right there of the exact same thing.
All right. Now, Brittany Murphy actually passed away with the same health condition. All right. A lot of people feel that story is a little weird as well, because her husband, Simon Monjack, he died a year later after Brittany Murphy died, you know what I'm saying, from the same causes, which was pneumonia. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going around with that pneumonia situation, and nobody really knew exactly why. Here's where it gets a little weird. But before Kim Porter's death, okay, she spoke with her oldest son's father, Albie Shaw, all right, and informing him that she needed to get away, and he told her to call the FBI. Now, I'm going to go into little details about what happened and what took place in this situation, or her relationships, right? But I'm going to tread very lightly because a lot of people were involved in this situation, okay? So after her and Puffy split up for good, okay, she started to date a A&R by the name of Shakir Stewart, okay? Now, there's stories that Puffy actually tracked Shakir Stewart down in his hotel and threatened his life, all right? So it's been said that Puffy and Shakir Stewart actually threw hands. But in Mark Curry's book, Dancing with the Devil, he broke down exactly what happened, you know, because Mark Curry was actually friends with Shakir Stewart and Puffy, and was actually a bad boy artist at that time as well. So he says in his book, in June 2000, while awaiting trial, Puff flew to the island of Capri in Italy to attend L.A. Reid's marriage to school teacher Erica Holton. By then, Jennifer Lopez was already distancing herself from Puffy. Her family, friends, and managers warned her to avoid him, Once he finally accepted that Lopez was gone, he immediately began courting Kim Porter once more. The only problem was that Kim had put their relationship in the past. She was seeing Shakir Stewart, head of Atlanta-based Hitco Music. Shakir was a good brother and businessman who did right by his artists. Beyonce was one of the first artists he signed to Hitco, and Ciara was signed after he took on duties at LaFace. Puff ran into Kim on the island. Somehow he found out a phone message from Shakir to Kim, where Shakir Stewart said, "How are my babies doing?" Shakir asked her on the message. When Puff realized Kim was doing fine without him, he was incensed. After summoning a couple of his bodyguards, Puff left the palace and went to Shakir's room at the hotel. He banged on Shakir's door until he answered it. "What the you doing leaving messages on my cell phone?" Puff raged. "Where do you get off saying you the daddy of my kids?" Shakir knew that Puff never confronted anyone without backup, so he was afraid to defend himself. He tried to explain to Puff that he and Kim were only friends and that he was joking around when he left the message. But he also told Puff that he had no business trying to run the life of a woman that he repeatedly abandoned. Puff called him a liar and some other explicitives, then picked up a chair and clobbered Shakir with it. As Shakir crumbled to the floor, Puff ran away from the hotel with his guards. Reed was furious when he discovered how Puff had attacked Shakir at his wedding, no less. So it says here, according to Curry, the incident became a turning point in their friendship. Reed finally understood when Benny Medina had concluded that Puff was out of control and incorrigible. Shakir was so afraid of Puff's henchmen coming to his office in Atlanta to finish him off that he avoided going to work for weeks. So now, when we take a look at this, right, and knowing the story of Shakir Stewart, it's a possibility that something happened to him, all right? I don't know. A lot of people said that he was not the suicidal type, but it's a possibility that something actually happened to him, all right? Then a second situation happened with Kim Porter when she started to date someone else with actor Jackie Long. Now, here's where it gets interesting because, like I said, it's a possibility something happened to him, to Shakir Stewart, when Jackie Long actually came out and said this. Diddy found out about Jackie and Kim and he threatened Jackie. Specifically, Diddy told him that he was going to erase him from the earth and that he will have him killed. Jackie tells their snitch is considering filing a harassment complaint against Diddy with the LAPD. And this isn't the first time that Kim slipped up and nearly got a dude killed. The first time was with the deceased record executive Shakir Stewart, and well-placed insider explained Kim was seeing Shakir and Diddy found out he went ape shit. He tracked Shakir down to his hotel and Diddy went up there without security and beat him to a bloody pulp. So now, if we take a look at those two situations, we know for a fact that, there's a lot more to this story. In my personal opinion, I believe that Kim Porter felt bonded to Diddy, all right, but she wanted out. Diddy knew she knew a lot of his secrets. And when she threatened to write her book, which was going to be an expose, is when the threat started to come. Hence, when Albie Shore started to tell her to call the FBI because she was in fear for her life. But now, later on down the line, Albie Shore felt that his life was even being threatened. Okay, when he wrote this important letter to the media, he says, "I want to say that I love you from the bottom of my heart and I appreciate the consistent love from you over the years, musically and all else. I am originally a hustler from the streets of Mount Vernon, from very humble beginnings, a loving mom who made sure I went in 100% on all and made something of the music craft that I've loved dearly. I thank you for sharing it with me over the years. I am just a human being, not perfect, but loves hard and appreciates all the God has allowed to happen in my life. Even my enemies, specifically the wealthy ones that can't help but be jealous of me, and even the broke ones that have entered my life with ulterior motives, which are most because of my trusting, giving spirit and willingness to help everyone whether they deserve it or not. From getting artists record deals and them selling millions of records to helping those from being put out into the streets or feeding them when they claim they have no food and ask for nothing. I come to find out that there are someone very jealous and bad people out here that you all know, love and worship at times, that are so jealous of me and doing some very bad things to me, like stalking my place of rest and even faking as if they are workers for major cable companies, etc. We are all getting the hint by now. They have also gotten to people closest to me, exes, co-workers, fakers, and plants, by playing games threatening to kill them first if they turn them in, and or paying them money if they can get me to show up by telling me that they are in need and seeing if I'll drop everything to help. as well as offering them things they can't refuse in the desperate lives, which makes them complete trash when they accept. They've even gone as far as getting them implants, devices, and cameras watching me at home and following me around, and when they communicate and feed them lies by walkie-talkies and try to set me up, etc. Even renting a place in my neighborhood. The best part of why God is so amazing is that I now know exactly who the idiots are, and the fake aliases all are, and I wish them Godspeed. So for your information, if I'll be sure, aka Al Brown, is found dead, please contact my attorney, Arthur Aronson, and he will have all the information on everyone, including their own closets emptied out, and the main culprit funding it all. I will share who the key players are with you. So as I said, if I am found dead, you will know the what shortly after. Since they seem to think that it's a joke or that I'm effing joking, we will find out who's really from Mount Vernon and not faking it. As I said, continue to F with a hungry, wounded animal in the woods with nothing to lose, and you will eventually get eaten. All evolved and my favorite body bear rest in peace. To my sons, I love you severely. ABS. Now, this actually came out a few years ago, but then we also see that I'll be sure had just left the hospital. Ironically, he was in a coma for 2 months. All right, nearly dead, nearly on his deathbed, and did not know what actually took place to his health. Now, also we got to point out the fact that Kim Porter's ex-assistant is actually also on the run as well, in fear for her life, because she has a lot of documents and a lot of memoirs from back then when she began to write that book. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this kind of sounds spooky to me. You know, I have to be honest with you. I do notice that that very clip at the very beginning of this video that I showed you guys, where he had showed a statue of Kim Porter's body, but he removed the head. That was kind of eerie to me, just to say that, you know, off with her head. You know, this is what they do when you threaten to break the oath or spill these people's secrets, okay? And they make an example out of these individuals. So will we ever see this book that Kim Porter was going to write about Puffy? Hopefully it comes out, but we don't know, okay? We don't know, and a lot of people's lives are in danger because, like I said, Kim Porter was actually close to Puffy, so she knows a lot of his secrets, all right? She knows a lot of his secrets. So with that being said, guys, I hope I touched on this enough. I'm gonna do some more videos for you guys and keep the ball rolling, all right? Peace.